How you doing? You hear me?
Searching for accounting service? Then contact our efficient and expert team to find out more about our various services created to meet your exact needs. All our professionals have tons of experience, which guarantees you'll get only the very best. We're waiting to hear from you and to answer any questions you may have on how we can best serve your needs. Let us prove our devotion to you as we promise to maintain the highest level of quality and commitment. Your satisfaction is our only concern. Contact us right now and let us show you all the amazing options we have.
click, 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 click. Tea Talks, let's go. Yes.
Thank you for listening to the TTalks.net podcast, the show that brings you information, guidance, and support to entrepreneur-minded individuals like yourself. TTalks.net will give you something to talk about tomorrow. This isn't the daily show, but this is the show where you'll get everything. You'll get a fiesta of a mix with the old and the new. They will give you tips and insights into everyday business, big wins in everyday life. They have a lot to add, from bookkeeping to sales, sales management, and sales training, and daily content for listeners to learn and enjoy. We are here to improve your life in business or a sales career. Without any further ado, introducing the dynamic duo, Alex DeLuca and Rafael Rodriguez Jr.
Good evening, Rafael, man. How you doing?
Well, good evening to you. How are you doing?
I can't complain, man. It's another day that we are here. Thankful for it all. Ups and downs, good or bad. We are here live. 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm on the West Coast, and your other host, Rafael Rodriguez, is on the East Coast of Florida. How you doing, Ralph?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Having the time of my life.
That's it, man. Time of my life every day that we wake up. There's
right.
so many good things to talk about as always, right? You know, before we jump into it, what's new? Anything out there that's trending that should be noteworthy?
Other than sell. No, I know you heard your sales manager say, smile and dial.
My sales manager, one of my first ones, they made me put that mirror right here. So it's like, I was in a call center. It's like, smile and dial. You had no choice. And that's where the emoji started. You remember that little emoji on the bottom, the smile? That's before emojis were even there. It was on the smile and dial mirror. Awesome,
baby. Yeah. And then what's the other one I love is that, sales is a contact sport. Ooh.
Contact sport, numbers game, law of averages, right on cue there. But
you go.
On a trending topic, did you see any of the footage of that rover landing on Mars? That was pretty neat.
No, I do work for a living, so
jeez.
Didn't get a chance to.
This guy works. He actually works. He does other things in this podcast at 10 p.m.
I'm actually trying to multitask as we speak.
Yeah? Were you doing taxes as you're on?
XEO and podcast all at once.
Well, work on our website. Get that stuff out there, man. Let's go. Always good topics on this show, huh? What's the T-Talk topic? I have no idea. Please, let's give us a topic. What are we talking about?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about today?
I don't know. I think, your sales strategy in 2021, that's a pretty good topic.
Yeah, I think
5 tips to improving your sales strategy. So, we went through hours and hours in thought process and really came down with some great tips here. What do you think?
Why don't we talk about the 5 tips for improving your sales strategy for 2021? You want to take number 1?
Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner. So we're going to go ahead and throw these from front to back and left to right. I'm going to pick one that I like the most out of the group, but we'll go ahead. There's so many that we talk about in our full circle in this industry and any business that you apply it to, but focusing on the customer experience is huge. Like post 2021, things have completely changed. I'm in the field on a daily basis. I witness it and see it. You're out there occasionally, and you still deal with the public and different transactions, obviously, but business has changed in a whole. So what tips for focusing on their experience would you throw out there?
Well, I think that one of the things that as we people actually have been cooped up and we've been quarantined and we've been kind of put in a corner and you can call it timeout. And what that has done, it has put people into the internet. Internet has been people's friend for the last, in the last year. I mean, think about it. A year ago, this was beginning to be in the coronavirus. I don't know if you remember. I remember vividly. It was beginning to, people didn't know what was going on and there was a lot of uncertainty, and they didn't know if we were going to go ahead and shut down, not shut down. But meanwhile, here we are after being shut down and, being confined to our computer, because basically that's what, people are working more remotely. Kids are going to school remotely.
Well, look at a couple stocks there right when this started. Zoom went through the roof when COVID hit. Oh my God. Why is that? Everything is here. We are here for a reason, and that is because of COVID. And what better way to the experience? Because, my phone's attached up here, that's on my hand 24/7. We're in front of these computer screens, but what better way to contact your perspective? This is a thing of the past. This needs to be digital now. This needs to be digital and thrown out there like a postcard in the marketing world.
Well, and believe it or not, one of the things that we have done within a couple of our organization is that we don't give out business cards. You know why we don't give out business cards?
You want to save trees?
Well, that's one main reason. But one of the you realize that the COVID-19 virus can live on paper. So you can.
No, I thought that was debunked. That's for real?
You could be transmitting on anything either a sample that you're giving them or.
Hold on. Is this scientifically proven here? I don't want to. Transactions are to a minimal at this point.
That's what I was told. Anyways, so we no longer exchanging what we used to exchange, such as business cards. Now it's gone digitally. Brochures are no longer given them. We have to give it to them digitally. Samples, we got to give it to them digitally. So everything has transpired and moved into the online.
Oh, extremely. Before you know it, talking about jobs being taken away, but an in-home experience could very well be a 3D Zoom call and you picking out cabinets, just like we're talking right now.
Well, and we talk about cabinets. We try to visualize, and who does this? Does a great job with the customer experience. And this is not no way, shape, or form an endorsement to Amazon, but Amazon, they just kill it. Where you can take that monitor or that computer or that TV and put it in your room and see how it looks. Isn't that huge? We're talking
huge.
About what we had to imagine. Now we can visualize it. From imagination to visualization.
That's it. What the mind can believe and it conceive, it can achieve.
Damn, we're coming up some big words here.
Napoleon Hill, brother. But no, it's pretty powerful stuff at the end of the day. And if you're not on that trend of looking at your website, monetizing your website, making sure your website has the right stuff on it. We deal with multiple websites on a daily business basis, personal websites and business websites, and it's all trying to find that rhythm for that time. It's always changing and evolving. my plate is completely full. Hats off to Ralph. He stays in that realm. I kind of hand that ball off to him, but there is a lot to it. It's not easy, but if you find the right team to make it happen, as if anything, it happens.
Well, and talk about team, we're going to jump right into our next topic, and I'm going to take the one that I love the most, which is train your salespeople.
Train your salespeople. What are you? If you're not training your salespeople, there's something. Come on, even if the guy comes into your organization and he's comes in as the best thing since sliced bread, confident as can be, your business has a process. Implement that process and let him put his flair to it. That just breeds a process at the end of the day. But go ahead, back to training your team, Ralph. Don't let me take the stage.
A lot of people come from they have experience selling whatever they're selling. They have experience, but maybe that's not the way you want to be represented to the customer. So you can't just bring him in and say, okay, go out there and just bring me some revenue. It's great at the beginning, but then what happens is that there's a small lead time there that you start, and you want to make sure you stop it as quickly as you can, but then you start finding out some of the things that they're saying that doesn't align with what you believe and what the company believes, and all of a sudden you have a time bomb in your hand, and it's hard to undo these time bombs, because now it takes you 3 times, 4 times as much energy to try to solve them. So why not put that energy at the beginning and make sure that those onboarding, the new sales rep, even the old sales rep, that you want to bring them in and have that one-on-one or that group and explain where the company is going, what the company is looking for, and what is expected of them.
No, right off the bat, expectations and realistic ones, if that. And that's just thinking outside of the box again. We talk about that onboarding process probably every other episode, because that's all, everything's intertwined with each other, right? So the training, the part of that, of your sales reps is huge. Your product knowledge, your 10 steps to selling. Ralph has his book. This company has that. I've done life insurance. I can show you 25 different scripts, from the best system to the KISS system to this system and that system. Whatever your system is, it's there for a reason. They wouldn't be hiring if it wasn't successful at the end of the day. These things called, in-house training, call for role playing. They call for external education courses. The more efficient that you can make your sales rep, the more efficient you are at training them. At the end of the day, it's a drinking game. End of the day, go ahead, take a drink. At the end of the day, it's that many more sales for your sales reps. Everybody's making that much more money, and the mojo's going.
And one of the greatest things that you can do as a sales manager, business owner, do try to do some role playing. During role playing, you're gonna know, because you're gonna know what your sales force is all about, what they're saying, because you're trying to get them to talk very quickly and kind of come up with responses that they're not necessarily thinking a lot of. So this is what is coming out of their mouth most of the time. So if
most
you see
of the
them
time,
pausing, you know that they're trying to tell you what you want to hear, and that's not necessarily the best thing, because you want to catch them and you want to catch them what is real. Us
like that candid picture. If you get that candid shot with the smile, it's that much more impactful.
But keep in mind that salespeople, we're chameleons. We want to say what you want to hear, not what.
That's it.
So the minute you start seeing that salesperson trying to pausing and trying to tell you what you want to hear, it's most likely he's not telling you exactly what your customers are hearing. And sometimes it's also good to have them tape record themselves and bring that tape recorder back so you can help that individual, especially if they're having problems with closing. If your closing percent is not up to par what the average should be, then most likely, tape record it. Have them tape record it. Ask for permission if you're with the customer. Hey, will you mind if I'm tape recording it for my own practical use? Do you mind? It's not going to be used anything externally, just for me. And most of the time, they will tell you, yeah, I don't have a problem. And you can record it on your cell phone if you want to. I mean,
No, of course.
nowadays, things are so easy to use. You're walking around with a high-tech cell phone that can do basically anything. So with that,
Everything.
why don't
Everything.
you come up with the next one that you like?
The next one, the next lovely tip. Let's try to make it personal. And we talked about that the other episode again, about making it personal. The strategies, learning how to connect with your audience, leaving a good impression. As we mentioned before, it's just as much as like when I'm doing my follow-ups, even it's personal. The lady I signed up today, she lives in Palm Coast. It's a 5-hour drive for me. I was blown away with the finance guy. We closed her like 30 grand. Great lady. We Zoom called because of COVID, and we're going to be doing a window install in Palm Coast, Florida. And we did it all over communicating over Zoom, communicating over the phone. I know what's up with her mother in Trinidad. I know about her mom's health. Like, we talked about personal things. She knows about my son. The more you make it personal at the end of the day, like, it's impactful. It shows that you care and that you are there to help. And if you can leave that impression, you pretty much got it in the bag.
Well, and I think that one of the things that we talk about is that you have to humanize the transaction.
It has to be humanized. The rest of the world's going robotic. They go to Publix, they go to Walmart, you check out, you don't even say hi to people anymore because most of it's automated. Like, if you can be that impactful person, we talked about, we're the best thing they've probably seen in weeks, with all the negativity going on in the news. We show up, we're a breath of fresh air, and that impression, that will last, that will make the sale. That's the difference between me and the next guy is what I and you bring to the table.
Sweet, man. I'm a believer.
Sweet. I'm a believer.
I'm a believer there, Alex.
Let's go. We're signing everybody up in 3 months. No, 2 months. But the mojo, guys, it's in you.
And I think that making it personal, you have to be that person that makes a good impression. And how do you make that good impression, Alex?
Yeah, what does that mean, good impression, Ralph?
Well,
There's so many different angles to that, right?
Well, I always say there's 1,000 ways of skinning the cat, but one of the things about good impression is that it's so many variables, and I'll mention a few, from being well dressed, be kept.
That's number one. We
sure
talk about, what was the great topic that we brought up? It was either you or me. It was about the interview process. You're going on a sales call, and it's your interview for the job that you need to put food on the table for your family. You got no scruff on my mustache. It's gone. My button downs actually ironed for once. I'm looking the best I can be. After that, I can be, I can go eat wings and maybe get sauce on my shirt and not care. But before then, I'm bringing a towel if it's hot out, and I'm knocking on doors. I'm wiping my face off of sweat. Yes, I want to let them know I'm working hard, but, you want to be presentable. You want to smell good.
Well, doing your show. Remember? It is your show. So how many people do you think that when they, either if you're a true professional, and regardless of what you're doing, you want to be at your best when you need to be the best.
And that goes with, there's so many things out there that can get in front of you and your goal, your target, your object, right? So this is one thing, one of the guys that I took a sit back and let me listen to him. He's going to show me the roles when I jumped into the life and health insurance a few years ago, whenever that was. It was just all about putting on the blinders like I'm in a horse race. I can't see nothing to the right or left of me. I'm going straight, and nothing's going to stop me because I can't look right, I can't look left. I can't go on breaks, I can't go outside, smoke a cigarette. I'm not going to do this every 15 minutes. I'm going to sit here in my seat and I'm going to try to help 27 people, going back to one of my other jobs, which these are all, little things that we pick up. And me and you have been able to pick up little things throughout construction companies that necessarily weren't the most successful, but they had a successful engine or two that was tuned in that business. Does that make sense? That we were able to kind of be like, look, we have this company's really awesome at do that. I'm taking that information. This company's really good at doing that. I'm taking that information. And by the end of it, me and Ralph have been able to look at a company and kind of dissect it after a week and figure out what's going on, what cylinders aren't pumping, what PSI is this cylinder at, and why not the other, more or less. But and that all goes to making it, from training your sales reps. We talk about making it personal and everything that we're touching base here. It's all kind of related, and you guys are gonna listen every night and get the best of the best.
Best of the best. Well, that kind of goes, and and I hate to beat it with, it's like beating a dead horse, but man, know your market.
Really set it up for that one. But that's one that we can't reiterate enough, from knowing your avatar, who that is, to knowing the market, how old they are, what are they thinking about, getting into things like that is really, everything that we do on these phones, it's literally every second that phone knows what we're doing. So if we can capture that and take advantage of that marketing wise, wouldn't that be great?
Well, and imagine if we're able to pull a book and just kind of have all the answers to all the questions. Imagine having that book.
Back to the Future, right? When he goes and gets that sports history book in the future, and he goes back and puts all those bets. I want that book.
And I want to kind of stress this, because I know we talked about knowing your market and kind of having your avatar, but your marketing message should play the ideal, the moral, the problems, the emotion. The better you understand your audience, the better you can customize your marketing strategies. That what it will do is that it will satisfy the need of that consumer.
In talking about my copywriters that I've been listening to, and all of them literally say they're the worst salespeople in the world, and they'll admit it on a daily basis. But what they do have is the knack to find out who your target market is and what they're going to look at next time they open up their phone. And during that, whatever they look at, an ad for what they want to promote to that particular person is going to show up as soon as they click on that ad, before, after, and during, every time. And that's just, you hear about them trying to regulate Facebook, and Tim Cook, says iPhone's not going to let them do it anymore, and this, that, and the other. But you can't stop it. It's happening. It's going to happen. And I can't think of the movie, but it's an animated movie my son watched when he was like 3 years old. But it was just a bunch of people on a spaceship floating around on recliner chairs, sipping soda pop and looking at a virtual TV in front of them.
I'm trying to think if that might have. I know which movie you're talking about, and
they like wake up the captain or something went wrong, and everybody's like, can't move. They're lethargic and floating around on their recliners.
If somebody knows that, please put it on the comments below, because I can remember something about a plant and a robot that actually helps. Is it no, not iRobot.
I don't know.
Man,
but it's the times are changing, and there's other, it's crazy stuff out there. Another thing that I was watching just before we jumped on to see what was trending, you got to take it out, and it was all about meat packaging. That's trending right now.
Okay.
I'm not gonna get into detail, but if anybody wants to watch that, or maybe watch What the Health, it'll really change your mind on meat. But back on topic.
Okay, so we talked about know your market, and guys, I will tell you, if you're a business owner, one of those people that wear different hats, sometimes, there's a reason why an attorney hires an attorney to represent them. There's a reason why a doctor actually goes to a doctor to check them out. You know why?
You tell me, Ralph, why?
Why?
It's going to
Because
bother me.
you want to have a different perspective. Sometimes we get so in tune and so into our ideals that we don't know what realism is. So you need somebody to slap you and say, "This is what's real, not what you think is real."
And you might even have to pay for somebody to slap you. That's the worst part about it.
And you might have to pay some. I mean, it's usually not buku dollars, but
Depend on how hard you want to get slapped.
well, think about the amount of time and effort and the return that you're gonna go ahead and get if you're able to figure out the key to success. How much is that? How much is that worth?
How much is it worth? You tell me. You see, we talk with a lot of people, and they use this opportunity as more or less a write-off to go to like life coaching courses or go in the Alps and ride Lamborghinis with Tony Robbins and stuff like that. But if money wasn't an issue, it's priceless to be able to sit down with, the professional or the Mac Daddy in your industry, because that's why they are the Mac Daddy. But consulting with a professional, a professional marketing agency, that's huge.
Well, if you think about it real quick, is that Ivy League school, you're looking at $80,000 to $100,000 a year, and you basically go for 4 years with no experience. That's close to, let's say, $400,000, and all of a sudden, the guy is just out of, he might intern for a year or two, and he's into it probably for around $500,000.
It's a nice little ticket.
So how much do you think is, and nowadays, it's so cheap to go ahead and have help that it doesn't warrant for you to have to bang your head against the wall when you have companies out there that are willing to come in and really help you out and understanding in either your recruiting aspect, your accounting aspect, and getting back to the topic is help you know what your market is and create that avatar and hand walk you so you can go ahead and literally be able to do the things that you need to do, which is, be a productive company. And I believe I just lost Alex for a second, but I think I still have his
I'm here.
audio.
Can you hear me there?
I can still hear you.
All right. You can't see me anymore?
I can't see you anymore.
Oh, no. What happened?
I don't know what happens. It's telling me that you video is disabled due to internet quality. The video is still recording.
Well, that's a good thing, because we're trying to make this work once again. We are at home and live, and these are, went from a workout room to a studio. The Wi-Fi is on the other side of the house, so hopefully it comes back.
So Alex, we talked about know your market. We talked about make it personal. We talked about train your salesperson, and we talked about focus on the customer experience. There's one more left out there.
And is that consulting with a professional?
With a professional marketing
agency. Just like anything else.
We jumped right. I mean, we were ahead.
We were talking about it ahead of the curve without dropping the T-Talk topic number 4 into our 2021 strategies and improving sales. But this is all huge stuff, guys. I hope you're paying attention. 50% of all small business ventures, they fail within the first 5 years. These are all topics here. If we hold in key and listen and take notes of these simple T-Talk topics that me and Raphael are giving to you live of experience of 40 plus years, 10 plus 30, we We will give you and rock your socks off every night and try to give you the best action-packed 30 minutes. These are T-Talk topics. We dived right into it, consulting with a professional marketing agency, consulting with a professional this, that, and the other. Whatever you need help with, and Ralph, and we say it all the time, when you're running a small business and you're starting out, you're wearing 25 hats. The first one that you can give off that can make a huge success in your company is the marketing agency. If you don't have the time to do it and you don't want to be the guru and sit on YouTube and figure out the Google ads to things and the social media marketing and the SEO and the website optimization and the coding for your website, if you don't want to learn all of that, there are marketing agencies out there. Some will cost more than another, but it will help you extremely. And that's a huge hat to take off.
Well, we have Digital Domain Company, so they've been around and they have a couple industries. And don't necessarily have the digital domain, but you can do your own research and always reach out. Usually, they'll give you a free estimate to trying to get to the bottom of what you're trying to get. Either you're revamping your marketing, you're trying to rebrand, whatever you're trying to do, just do it. And I want to backtrack here for a second, is because typically the last thing you want to do is that you don't want to wait until the ship is almost 3/4 of the way down. You want to, if you're doing great right now, this is a perfect time to jump in, because a lot of times what happens is that during desperate time people do desperate things, and if you think you don't have a good performing sales team, or you think you should be selling more, then look into it. See how to improve your sales strategy, how to improve your sales numbers. You should always be improving as you go along.
No, that always going along, and we talk about raising the bar to that extent too.
So now again, we are going to go ahead and take it. You market, you make it personal, you train your sales reps, you consult with a professional marketing agency, you focus on the customer experience. And again, this is more
focusing
for your 2021 sales strategy. Right now we're second month in. There's still a lot of days left for the year. What is your goal that you're trying to attain for 2021? 2020 was a rough year. Hopefully you had a great year. You improved year over year, and if you didn't, well, what are you doing differently to assure that you're heading towards the right direction?
And if anything that me or Raphael can say to help you do that, hey, helping that one person every time with these T-Talk topics is what it's all about.
Well, it's that time
to say farewell. As always, it was a pleasure. My name's Alex DeLuca. I'm over here in Naples, Florida. We will T-Talk to you tomorrow. We're here to give you the most up-to-date big wins and big business life hacks that we can offer. We'll be here every night. I'm out from Naples.
This is Raphael from Hollywood, Florida. Good night. T-Talk
and T-Talk to you later.
Thank you for tuning in to ttalks.net. If you have any questions, comments, or something you want us to talk about, email us at raphael@ttalks.net or comment below. Please follow us on YouTube at ttalksnet and Facebook at ttalksnet. Please rate us, and don't forget that sharing is caring. Thank you for your support. Till next time, we will T-Talk later.